Hello friends, in today's video I am going to talk about a very common mistake which almost 99% of NRIs make, and why they make this mistake, what is the logic behind making this mistake, how this mistake can turn into a very big tax trouble in upcoming years, and what is the simple solution, what is the simplest solution which I am going to give in this video, which you can use as an NRI to avoid this mistake altogether. So all these topics I am going to discuss in this video. So stay tuned and let's begin. So hello friends, my name is Arun Tiwari and generally make video on NRI topics, and today I am going to discuss a very common mistake made by NRIs. Almost everybody makes this on some or other reason, and why you should not make this mistake, because as a CA I have faced that lots of people later on face a lot of problem when due to this very common mistake they make, right? And again, there is a very simple solution exists for all these problems, due to which reason you choose to make this mistake. Now let's finish this suspense. What is this mistake? So this very common mistake is investing money or buying property on the name of spouses. So this I have seen that initially when people go abroad, or like a seafarer who work abroad, they generally buy property on name of their spouses because it's easy to execute. They open demat account on name of their spouses, and they send money from abroad, and all the transaction is done on the name of their spouses. Now what is the common logic behind that? Let me tell you, then you can correlate with it. First thing is ease of compliances. So because most of time when you initially somebody goes abroad and their spouse is still here in India, they are resident Indian, doing investment, opening demat account, buying property, selling property is much easier than doing on the name of NRIs themselves, because you know, as an NRI there is slightly more tax compliances as compared to compliances on resident Indian. So this is the first logic. Second logic, like most of time they are abroad, so for them it is not very feasible to come back and sign an agreement for renting or for any other documents. So for simplicity they do investment on name of their spouses. There is no intention to save taxes or avoid taxes, simply because it's easier for their spouses who are in India, who are still resident Indian, to do all these compliances without asking so many questions, without going for lower TDS. They do it. So this is the mistake most of NRIs make, either in initial years, and some NRIs continue making this mistake without realizing how bad it can be in future when taxman come calling you for the information.
तो मैं आपसे कुछ मांग सकता हूँ सचमुच में? अब मैं मांगूंगा और आप मानेंगे नहीं तो? मानेंगे, लेकिन अगर करेंगे नहीं तो? पक्का करेंगे?
Now let me tell you the second part, how this simple mistake can snowball into a very big tax problem. So what happens generally, in most of cases I have seen people invest on the name of their spouses, either in shares, in properties, in other investments, but they don't file return because they believe my income is NRI and my income is exempt from Indian income. So if I make an investment on my spouse name and she sells something, it will be exempt, which is completely wrong. So first problem can arise, there is a complete mismatch of income reported and income earned. So there is no reporting happening in your spouse name, in the income tax of your spouse's name. So many cases, especially in case of seafarer, I have seen this problem, that they don't file return for their wife also while they invest money on the name of their spouses. Second case, what happened when people are understand that when they're investing on the name of their wife, and suppose she is receiving rent from the property, or she is receiving dividend, or she is receiving some kind of capital gain from the share market investment, they file return on name of their wife, but that still it is wrong. How this is wrong? Because see, the income belongs to you as an NRI. So as per income tax, if it's your income which you have transferred to your wife's name, the income earned from that income should also be taxed in your name. This is called clubbing provision under section 64 of Income Tax Act clearly mention that if somebody transfer a property or money without any consideration, the income will be added back to the person who has transferred that income or that money or that asset without any consideration. So that means even you transferred your money or you transferred the property on name of your spouse, you are the real beneficiary, and any income earned from that property should be added back to your income. Most of people either not aware about of this provision or actively they ignore this. Now what happened in case of NRIs, notice can be received up to 16 years, right? So in case of resident, generally it is 3 years if the income escape is less than 50 lakh, or now they have done I think 7 years. But in case of NRI, it is 16 years, 6 years, 15, 16 years, you can receive notice for anything which is not reported, which is escaped. And I will not say lots of, but I have received many notices just for the purpose, because then income tax, when suppose you are going to sell property and receive money on name of your wife, who is not declaring any income, who is not filing any return, the first question income tax department going to ask you, what is the source of buying that property? And then of course you have to explain this is in fact your money which is transferred to your spouse name and the property was bought. Now this is a complete mistake as per income tax act, and then they can declare, they can mention the same thing, same logic which I'm telling you, that boss, it was your income, it should be added in your income, you have not reported, and in 10 years whatever rent you have received, it should have been reported into your income tax return. Now another mistake or another misunderstanding people have, NRI people have, that if I declare income on my name, I have to pay taxes. Now understand, if the income is less than 2.5 lakh rupees, either you declare it on your wife name or on your name, it will be still tax free. The only thing, the only penalty you will get for misdeclaration, and the penalty can be huge. So simple thing if I want to explain, that if you are an NRI and you're doing this mistake, which most of people do, knowingly or unknowingly, don't do it. Just I'm going to tell you the next part, what is the simplest possible solution. Now as I told you initially, most of people do this for convenience, not for the avoidance of taxes. They are very much clear that they have to pay taxes, but because it's much more convenient to put a asset on wife name or spouse name when she is in India and she can handle it easily, so for that simple reason almost 99% people make this mistake. So first thing, understand, transferring money or transferring asset on your spouse name will not transfer the tax liability. The tax liability still remains with you. So all the income earned from the money which you have transferred to your spouse account has to be added to your income tax return and should be filed year on year. That is the first correction has to be done. Second solution, very simple solution, is that if you're really doing all these things for the convenience purpose, make a power of attorney on name of your spouse. Now with the power of attorney, she can handle everything which you can do. She can sign on the rent agreement, she can open a demat account on behalf of you, she can manage your bank accounts. So all the transaction which you want to do can be done by your spouse without any problem, with a simple registered power of attorney. And the power of attorney, you can make it for 5 years, or you can make it till, you can make it keep it valid till you cancel it, so you don't have to do every year. So making a simple power of attorney on name of your spouse can solve all the problem, can solve all these non-compliances which is still happening, still might be happening in most of you who might be watching this video. So please take immediate action on this and open your separate demat account. If you're buying a property, you can keep your wife name as a second name, there's no problem in that, but always if you're receiving some rent or income, mention in your name. If you're selling a property, mention that whatever income or capital gain on your name. Go for lower TDS rate. There is an option, always option. Don't take shortcuts, because when you take shortcuts, you create some problems, and in law there is no excuse that it was done out of convenience or I was ignorant about this. So just a simple advice from my side, if you're an NRI and you're making this mistake, stop it now and do a simple solution of making a power of attorney on name of your spouse or any other person like your parents or guardians who are handling your account in India, and they can do all the activity on your behalf without any problem, even including buying a property, selling a property, putting on a rent, opening a demat account, maintaining a demat account, bank account, negotiating on your behalf. Everything they can do on your behalf just with a power of attorney. So that's all in this video, friends. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and share, because I still see 96% of my viewers are not subscribing. So if you feel it is something important, please subscribe and share this video to other NRI friends also who might be doing the same mistake. And that's all in this video. If you have any other query related to NRI taxation or NRI legal matters, please put as a comment. Either me or my team will come back and answer that. That's all in this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.